Hi friends and welcome back to our channel. I am Muhammad Ibrahim, Architecture and Interior Designing Projects. In the previous video we had learned about the prehistoric architecture. Today in this video we would be going through the Egyptian architecture. So let us start the show.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Shall we begin?
Egyptian civilization, which started from 3000 before Christ to 1st century AD Anno Domini. Egypt, the land of the pharaohs, consists of a narrow strip of fertile alluvial soil along both banks of the Nile, flanked by shelves of barren land and rugged cliffs, beyond which lie arid desert plateau. In its lower or northern part, the river divides to form a great delta of sluggish outlets to the Mediterranean Sea, while to the east, the roughly parallel with its course, extend the Red Sea. Egypt was the only country of the ancient world which, by means of these two seas, commanded outlets and inlets for both western and eastern foreign trade. The Nile itself was of untold value, not only as a trade route and unfailing means of communication, but also because of its overflowing and fertilizing water made desert sands into fruitful fields. On its banks, therefore, from time immemorial, the Egyptians sited their villages, cities, and cemeteries. And here are the tombs of the nobles, the royal pyramids, and the priest-dominated temples. The natural products such as timber, brick, clay, and stone largely determine the character of the architecture of a country. Stone is abundant in Egypt in quantity and variety and was used not only for buildings and their embellishments but also for vases and even for personal ornaments. The gigantic scale which distinguishes Egyptian architecture was made possible not only by the materials but also by the method of quarrying, transporting, and raising enormous blocks of stones into position. Quarrying was done with copper tools and by the use of timber wedges, which, when swollen by water, split the blocks away from the natural stone. Egypt, situated in the northeast of Africa, had one of the most oldest civilization known as Egyptian civilization. This country consists of two long strips of fertile land on either banks of the river Nile. Though it does not have enough rainfall, it depends upon water on heavy downpours of Ethiopia. Due to this overflow of river Nile, the ground is covered with black mud or black earth, which fertilizes the soil. In this fertile land, primitive people lived. States were formed which slowly merged into Upper Egypt and the Lower Egypt. Around 3200 before Christ, the pharaoh named Menes united the two kingdoms and assumed supreme power. This earliest period is known as the Old Kingdom. This period was remarkable for the buildings of pyramids. The Egyptians believed in the idea of future life. It means life after death. Therefore, they preserved the dead bodies by mummification so that the Ka, it means spiritual double, could re-enter. Previously, the Egyptians used to bury the dead in the pits over which they heaped sand and stones. Slowly, they built solid masonry over it in the form of truncated pyramid, which is known as the mastaba. The mastaba contained sardab, it means a chamber with one or more statues. There was a mortuary chapel which could be entered from outside. The walls of this room were painted with relief works of everyday activities. The chapel had a small false door for the Ka who could pass through it to fetch the offerings. In the later times, it is seen that some powerful rulers have piled mastaba upon mastaba to form stepped pyramid. It eventually developed a massive single pyramid which has a rectangular base with 4 triangular sides. In a pyramid, the burial chamber is not underground but in the center of the pyramid. The sardab and mortuary chapel are not inside but outside in the eastern part. Pyramid of Khufu. It is the largest pyramid. Its base is 236 meters by 237 meters and height is 147 meters. This whole solid block is compiled of 23 lakhs of limestone, each weighing 2500 kgs or 2.5 tons. These blocks came from the eastern cliff where they were floated across the river at the time of high Nile. The cutting was done by the very primitive technique of knotted ropes. These stones were dragged on temporary ramps of sand heaps and were put in place in descending course of layer forming stepped pyramid. After reaching at the top, angles were fitted and the whole pyramid was covered with polished marble for the purpose of decorating and hiding the entrance.
So guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're a new visitor to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon for getting the new updates whenever I post a new video. And if you want to leave a comment, you can leave the comment in the comment section box below, and don't forget to share it with your colleagues and friends. Chalo guys, take care, bye.